Hi, party people.
Bring it in, morning cheer.
I missed y'all so much. I know I literally saw you a few days ago. I know, and yet I'm full of yearning. I'm full of love. If you saw the thumbnail and you already saw the title, you know what we're doing today, and I'm very, very excited to do some book mail with you. I realize that I get book mail all the time. I literally get it all the time. I get at least 3 books a week, kind of. I think that's a good average. And I realized that I've been accumulating them over this time, and I've never shared them with you. The thing that made me realize, the thing that made me clock it, the thing that made me stand on business.
Yeah, you standing on business.
Stand on business.
You standing on business.
Stand on business.
You standing on business.
Is the fact that we went through our, that was really cringy, I'm sorry. It's the fact that we did our bookshelf tour recently. If you haven't seen that, make sure you watch it. I will link it down below. I had so much fun going through every single shelf with you guys, realizing what I have read, what I haven't read, some of my favorite books. It was a good time. But when we were doing the bookshelf tour, I realized there were so many books that y'all have never seen before. Y'all have literally never seen like 15, 20 books. And that's my bad. That's on me. That's on me, partner. So get your snacks. We got a lot of things to go over. I want to tell you about all the new books I got, where I got them from, and if I'm excited to read them, and if you should be excited to read them. So we've got a lot to cover. So make sure you like and subscribe. Before we get started, I'm not showing you near book until you like and subscribe. Don't make me. I've had a rough week. Don't make me. But we got to stop everything we're doing because look at the package I just got. It's from Book of the Month. I'm literally so happy. Every single time I get my Book of the Month package, it feels like Christmas. No, it actually feels like Christmas. Let me show you the books that I got. I'm super excited about these. The first one is a bit of a romance. This is by Ellen O'Clover. Ellen O'Clover. Ellen O'Clover, that's what I said. The Heartbreak Hotel, and this is what it says in the front. This is what it says, this is what it says. A bed and breakfast for the brokenhearted might hold the key to another chance at love in this achingly hopeful debut romance. All my favorite buzzwords. All my favorite buzzwords, and it's a debut romance. It sounds like the perfect romance for fall. Very excited for this one. But my next one is the one I was most excited about. This is by Elizabeth Gilbert. It's All the Way to the River. This is actually a memoir, and this is what it says. Craziest synopsis. Hold on, you ready? In her first nonfiction book in a decade, the writer who taught millions of readers to live authentically and creatively shows how to break free. Now, in 2000, 2 people became friends, then best friends, then inseparable. When tragedy entered their lives, the truth was finally laid bare. The 2 were in love. Okay, drama. They were also a pair of addicts. Oh, all right then. On a collision course towards catastrophe. Wow. All the Way to the River is a landmark memoir that will resonate with anyone who has ever been captive to love or any other passion, substance, or craving, who yearns at long last for liberation. This sounds so good. And these are 2 books that were not on my radar whatsoever, which is why I love Book of the Month. Because Book of the Month has books that are curated by people who kind of scoured the internet, scoured the earth, looking for the best books. And then they give it to us each month. I am so excited about this. You should be excited about this. And if you want to try Book of the Month yourself, make sure you use the code JACKET for this month. You get your first hardcover book for $5. Absolutely insane. No, you can't tell me that's not crazy. A hardcover for $5 in this economy. And you also get a free hat. Now I got a free hat. Hold on, let me go get it for you. I mean, come on, well read? Yeah, you need it, I need it, we need it. So if you want to try Book of the Month, make sure you use that link down below. You heard me. Make sure you use that link down below. And let them know I sent you. Yeah, go get your books. Thank you again, Book of the Month, for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now, we are starting off strong with a book I think I'm most excited to read. Out of this entire pile, I think she is the one I'm most excited for. This is a book by Kristina Forrest. This comes out October 2025. Now, I did read a book by this author prior to this. I read The Neighbor Favor by her with my book club, actually, and we had such a fun time. That was a really beautiful romance. Now, in that story, it was a young girl who was obsessed with this author, and this author was kind of a recluse. He really didn't have any self-esteem. He didn't think that his books were good, and he stopped writing for a while. And she just emails him on a whim saying, you know what, I love your work, I love your books, I hope you continue writing. And he emails her back on a whim. He usually does not answer emails. And so they email back and forth for a while. They develop feelings, and then suddenly he ghosts her.
Damn.
How, like, no, I would never recover. I would never recover. But then fast forward to the future, he moves into her same apartment complex and he knows her, but she doesn't know him. And then we just follow that love story. It was really beautiful. I really enjoyed it. And that's the first book that made me realize I like her as an author. I loved the banter back and forth. The letters, the emails, oh my God, that carried the book. It did get a little iffy towards the end and the middle just because I felt like he was doing a lot of back and forth and it was kind of annoying. A lot of my book club said the same thing. But overall, Kristina Force as an author, it was so good. I loved her writing. I love the way that she let the plot develop and how they found their way back to each other. So I already know she's a good author, which is why I'm excited for this one. This is a completely different vibe though. It does not have anything to do with those sisters. This is a standalone teen romance. It's a contemporary teen romance. And in this story, this is what the back says. This is what got me. It says, high school senior Margot Whitman is an intern at Healing Hearts Incorporated, the company that has created the innovative pill that can erase a person's heartbreak overnight. Every weekend, Margot witnesses patients get cured of their broken hearts. Meanwhile, she's nursing a heartbreak of her own. With college on the horizon and their futures taking them in different directions, she and her ex Isaac recently called it quits. Margot has thought about taking the pill, but erasing her love for Isaac doesn't feel right. However, her heart breaks all over again when Isaac shows up to the Healing Hearts Center, presumably seeking a pill to stop loving her. But then when he gets there, he's like, you know what? That's actually not why I'm here. I made a complete mistake, and he's about to leave. However, they overhear the Healing Hearts executives talking about some shady side effects of this pill. These executives have money and a whole lot of ways to keep them quiet, so they have to work together now as they're on the run to let people know about the harmful side effects of this pill. And in the meantime, while they're doing that, while they're working together, they fall in love again. They rekindle what they had, and it just sounds really cute. I've never heard a plot like this. It's very unique, and I also really, really love the cover. It is so cute. I love a simplistic cartoon, and she's just giving everything it needs to give. It's very short, it's very sweet. I think this would be a perfect like cozy fall romance. So this is number one. This is the one I'm most excited about. I remember when I was getting this arc, they had to say like, oh, why would you want to read this? And I was in the comments like, I actually really like this author. I read her other book. I love her writing. I was like giving them whole essays because I was like, I need this book. And then I got it. A win is a win, folks. A win is a win. Then we have another romance. This is called He Falls First. This is by an author named Shalvis. If I'm saying this wrong, no, I'm not. And then on the front, it says, The Perfect Escape. You'll Fall for He Falls First by Lucy Score. Yikes, that's not promising, but we're gonna give her a shot. We're gonna give her a shot. This is what it says on the back. This is basically the synopsis. There's this guy named Ryder. Now, Ryder only has time for his father, his ailing father that he's taking care of now. He is literally not like the man he used to be. His father used to be someone who's cold, kind of calculated, and now he's a far cry from that in his ailing old age. So he really only has time to take care of his dad. He doesn't have time for women or friends or whatever until he meets Penny Rose. Penny Rose, by the way, sounds like a stage name. Sounds like a stage, what can I say? Am I wrong? Because she's walking one day and she walks into the middle of the road or something, and then a truck almost hits her and he saves the day. He saves the day. What can we say? We love a hero. We love a hero. And he goes in, saves her, and he's like, oh. And she's like, oh. But she also doesn't have time for men either because she's taking care of her snarky grandmother. Same thing, different font. And she also has a little teenage brother that she's taking care of. So she doesn't have time for men. She has time for her family, her career, just getting her life together. And he feels the same way. So these two people who don't really want love suddenly are constantly in each other's face. And we watch them fall in love from there. Apparently Lucy Score said it was a good time. So we gonna see. And then on the back it says, this author always hits the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. How spicy are we gonna get if Lucy Score is saying it's good? If you can't tell, if you can't read the room, I'm a little apprehensive, but it does sound good. It does sound cute. Then we have yet another romance. This is Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. Lauren Asher? I feel like I know. We read one of her books. We read, I think it was like Dreamland Billionaire series. It's a book series that's all over TikTok. All the girlies are going feral for it, or like went feral for it. I think it's an older book talk fave. I think I read the one with a black female main character because she's black. Yes, I did. I think it's Terms and Conditions. Hold on. Yes, I read Terms and Conditions. It's right there, right there. I read Terms and Conditions. I thought that was cute. It wasn't bad. That was my first book by this author, my only book by this author. I think it's actually the last book I read in 2024, if I am not incorrect. I think that was my last book. And so now she has a new one. She's a little thick too. Sheesh. Whoa, what was that? There's pictures. We love picture art. Oh wait, they're kind of cute. Okay. Look at that. That's cute. This book comes out August 2025, so this month. And it's about these two characters, apparently. One thing about Lauren Asher, she loves a man with money. And I can respect it. I can respect it. She loves a man with money. Every single one of her male main characters are always a billionaire with a B. She don't even play around with millionaires. They're like billionaires. And again, I can respect it. But this book, apparently it's a fake dating situation. And you know, I love fake dating. I love it. I love it when they pretend that they don't actually like each other. And then obviously they fall in love. So with this book, it's about Lorenzo and Lily. Very cute names. 2 L's. I like it so far. So Lorenzo, he's the billionaire, right? We already love him. He's the billionaire who has to like fix his public image. People don't like him and he's running for mayor. So he's like, you know what? Let me and Lily pretend to date just for my public image. But the problem is the caveat, tomato, they have history. They have history, yeah. And so when they fake date, they're like, you know what? Things are getting complicated. I don't know. They kind of love, hate each other. Her family hates him. She's wary of him. And I think he's fighting his feelings for her. You sticking with me? It sounds like a good time, but she's a little thick. I don't know. I do remember having a good time with that book. I just wish we had more representation for the female main character who was Black. I really couldn't tell that she was Black. There were like some hints here and there. So with this character, Lily is Spanish. So I'm hoping with this, we get more of her cultural background in this book. But the thing is, I'm not mad at it because I have read something by her, so I know she's decent. But this says number 3. So I feel like if this is an interconnected standalone, I won't feel bad, but I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you read Lauren Asher and if I can just read this by itself. Because if that's the case, I don't mind. I'll definitely do it. Also, the cover is really pretty. I like that she does like a monochromatic moment with her books. Very nice. Very nice. Milo kicked over the camera. Anyway, the next one is not a romance. This is called Thirsty. It's actually literary fiction. And funny story, I bought this book myself online because one of my close friends, Sarah read that online, she was telling me how she had to work with this author for a collaboration. They asked her to read this book and give an honest opinion about it, and she ended up loving this book. And because I love literary fiction, she was like, you would actually love this book. So then I got it because I love her recommendations. I feel like she never steers me wrong. And here is her newest one. Now, Thirsty is an interesting book. It's about these 2 high schoolers who are going to college and they're trying to enter this secret society called the Serena Society, which only offers their program or their society or sorority to women of color. Now, Ella and Blake are dating, but Ella is a shoo-in for the sorority already because her mom is an alum. However, Blake, she is not an alum. She doesn't really come from anything actually. And so she has to fight her way tooth and nail to make sure that she's not only seen at the sorority, but also accepted. And with that pressure, along with the pressure to impress her girlfriend, along with the peer pressure of just going to a new school, going to college, it starts to weigh on her and she starts to lean on alcohol instead of just being herself. She feels like she is an introvert naturally, and sororities and people like this really need extroverted energy, and she really wants to join this secret society. So she's like, you know what? I'm always fun. I'm bold. I'm the life of the party whenever I drink. Let me just lean on drinking. And unfortunately, her girlfriend Ella, she really feeds into this and tells her, you know what? You're right. It's fine. Partying makes you more fun. Let's party more. And so she starts letting her responsibilities go to the wayside, and she starts losing herself as she's trying to gain these other people's approval. And it's just this really painful coming of age story apparently, and it just sounds so good. This is why I love literary fiction, because with literary fiction you can live 1,000 different lives with just books. Just a few hours you've lived another person's life, and I just think that's amazing. So I'm very excited about this one. I think I'm just as excited about this one as I was with Heartsick. And look at this cover. This cover is cool. She ain't playing around. She's about to tear me up. I can tell. This little girl going through it. You see that? You just floating in a pool. She going through it, and I'm really excited for this one. Very, very excited for this. Now, this next one I'm a little bit apprehensive about, but let's talk about the pros. First of all, this cover, she is a pro. This is so cool. This is giving cozy romance fall vibes, and it's called Never Been Witched, which is very cute. This author, Molly Harper, has also written Witches Get Stuff Done and Big Witch Energy. Okay. And this book, the reason why I'm apprehensive is because there's so many things she's trying to fit into this little book. She's talking about a witch who has a secret that she cannot tell her coven, which are her sisters, who are also witches. And then she also sees ghosts. And then she helps this guy, his name is Colin, who owns this hotel, who is also haunted by ghosts. So she helps him get the ghosts out of his hotel, but then she falls in love with him. They have banter back and forth, and then her grandparents, who are super toxic, come and try to ruin their relationship while she's still hiding this other thing from her sisters. And then on top of that, Colin's ex walks back into the picture, tries to steal him back. Do you see how much is going on right now. She's doing a bit too much. I'm a little bit afraid, especially with how much time she has to not only develop a female main character, develop a male main character. Something slid out. Cozy mystery, family curse, wealthy hero, fixer upper romance, heat falls first, friendly ghost, witchy vibes. She's doing a lot. She's doing a lot in this book. I don't know. It's either she's going to do this really, really, really well or really, really poorly. So there's that. But again, cover is gorgeous. Cover is gorgeous. I am a little scared of this one just because I've never read anything from this author. Every time I get book mail, it's always hit or miss. So I don't know. If I feel so inclined, I might just dabble in it a little bit, read the beginning, see if I like it. If not, she was a good time. Hey, next one, Endless Anger. Wait a second. He's kind of hot. He's kind of hot. You know I like them Edward vibes. Why is he so dark and mysterious? Whoa, okay. I do like an angry man. What can I say? This is by Sav R. Miller. Never read a book by this woman. Advanced Reader's Edition. This comes out August 19th. So by the time y'all see this, it's going to be out already. Let's see what the back says. I have no idea what this is, but so far I'm sold, honey. Look at him. I've never wanted to be a white woman in my life until now. Wow. Okay, let's see. It says, the pomegranate doesn't fall far from the tree. Okay, interesting fruit tree. Asher Anderson is angry at the world, at himself, at the way his best friend turned obsession. Whoa, obsession. Lucy Wolfe seems determined to ignore the searing heat between them. I like what she's selling so far. He doesn't mean to solve all his problems with violence, but maybe he has too much of his father in him. That's why the faculty at his ultra exclusive university hates him, right? Because the evil blood is in his veins. It's giving I can fix him. Fix. He should know better than to darken the ivy-colored university doors, but it's practically a law of the universe. Wherever Lucy goes, Asher follows. I'm liking this. I'm liking where this is going. Even if that means entering a twisting labyrinth of secret societies, human sacrifices, and a very personal history soaked in his family's blood. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, I'm intrigued. I think the toxic part of me is intrigued. What can I say? It's a guilty pleasure thing. I know my therapist wouldn't approve. I personally don't approve. But it's a book. It's fiction, is it not? It is fiction. He's looking like a good time. It sounded like a good time. We're gonna put this in the yes pile. Now we have another romance. Once again, I get sent all the romances. This is called The Broken Vows. It has sprayed edges. Orange is cool. I never really see orange books, so this is cool. And this is what the front looks like. She's a little thick too. This is crazy. So this is Zane and Celeste's love story, right? They are rivals. They've always been rivals since they were kids. But Zane realizes this rivalry or this hatred for her is really love. He just didn't know it. And as they get older and start working for their family's rival companies, you follow me? They decide, you know what? I'm gonna keep bantering with you. And then he decides, you know what? I'm really in love. She decides, you know what? I'm really in love too. And then tragedy strikes. They don't tell us what the tragedy is, but it strikes. And then from there, they're like, you know what? Actually, I hate you again. And Zane bankrupts his girlfriend's ex-girlfriend's, not really girlfriend, I don't know, Celeste's family's company. He bankrupts them, and the only way that they're going to survive is when their grandparents intervene and say that we're going to merge both of our companies, but the only way we do that is if you guys are forced to marry each other. That was a pretty good synopsis. I think I ate with that. So a lot's going on. It's a forced marriage thing. They're rivals to lovers. They hate each other but actually love each other. Something went wrong. You picking up what I'm putting down? I don't know. It sounds really good, but it also looks really thick. And it also sounds like one of those books where it's like very cliche and formulaic, just because I've heard all of these tropes before and it's just the same thing, different font type of thing. So I don't know. It is a part of a series. So The Wrong Bride, The Temporary Wife, The Unwanted Marriage. I've never read anything by this author. I could be judging a book by its cover. Dare I say I'm judging a book by its cover, but you seen one, you seen them all. Right. I don't know. We might give her a chance. Eventually, we just have so many books on the TBR. Too many books, not enough time. You already know the story. She was his first love, his first heartbreak, and his only regret. Dang. Triple threat. So we'll see if we get to it. Then we have another fantasy book. This is by Olivia Royal. Very cool name, by the way. The Diviner Sisters. I believe I got this last year. Yeah, I believe I opened this last year. I think that the actual author sent this to me, and ooh,
You've got mail.
We've got a note. Hold up. Oh my God, yes, I remember this. She wrote me a handwritten note. And there's pictures of these characters. How cool. Okay. This is the cover. Very cool, very cool. And these are stickers of the main characters. They're apparently sisters who didn't know that they were sisters. They're long lost sisters. And they realize as they meet each other on a Chicago subway that they actually have magical powers. And the thing is, they have magical powers, but in their subconscious, they have a spell that they don't know about. Obviously, it's their subconscious. But this evil lady knows about this spell. And so she's trying to get all the sisters together so she could basically unalive them, get this spell, and what have you. However, they're like, absolutely not. And when they're about to go to college, they realize instead of having to go to college, they now have to be thrown into this world of magic because they have to stop this evil lady, even though the person who was destined to kill this evil lady is dead themselves. So they've got a lot going on. The three sisters are Evelyn, Chloe, and Angeline. Angeline is someone who's a very romantic person. She's a hopeless romantic. Evelyn is the reader. She loves books. She loves knowledge. And Chloe is the feisty one. Love that. And this is what our letter says. It says, Dear Kalila, I really enjoy your YouTube channel. The Diviner Sisters comes out September 9th, and I'm very excited to share it with the world. I wrote this novel because I love fantasy and wanted to see joyful black girls saving the world. Yes! Okay, Olivia. If you enjoy it and are willing to share about it with others, I'd be so grateful. Absolutely. If I read this soon, I will definitely let y'all know. I hope you have as much fun reading it as I did writing it. Olivia Royal. Wow, how sweet is that? We love a handwritten note. Very cool. Very cool. I might have to pull this up more on my TBR just to get to it. I think this would be a really fun fall read. Plus, I love the art. I love when people are so passionate about their stuff that they go all out. Like, she didn't have to make these stickers. How cool is that? How cool. I really like that. All right, we're going through them. I think we went through 8 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we went through 8 so far. And we still have this whole pile. Jeez Louise. Then we have another fantasy. I believe this book was given to me by the publisher. This is called The Manor in the Forest. Very pretty. And this is about a young girl who loses her mom and she's just looking for answers. She wants to know where her family is, what happened to her mom, why she's having these weird connections with nature. And as she's looking for these answers, she gets herself into trouble and she finds a secret society called the Patroni. And the Patroni, they meet every year or biannually. And during one of their meetings, it kind of just goes up in flames and she is called to save the world basically. And we have to see how she answers, how she responds to that. This sounds really cool. I love a good magic system. This sounds like a very interesting fantasy story because it's a connection between a young girl and her connection to nature. So what does that mean? How does that manifest? I'm excited to see. Now this next one I'm very, very excited for too. This is called A City on Mars. Now I do believe I talked about this a little bit on the bookshelf tour, but I can't remember for sure. I just know I'm excited about this one. The publisher sent this to me. I think it was Penguin Random House. Yes, we love Penguin Random House. They sent this to me and this is what the back says. You know I love science. You know I love scientists, and you know I love space. We got all 3. Now this says, Earth is not well. We know this. The promise of starting life anew somewhere far, far away, no climate change, no war, no doom scrolling, beckons and settling the stars finally seems within our grasp. Or is it? Critically acclaimed best-selling authors Kelly and Zach set out to write the essential guide to a glorious future of space settlements. But after years of research, they aren't so sure it's a good idea. Space technologies and space businesses are progressing fast, but we lack the knowledge needed to have space kids, build space farms, and create space nations in a way that doesn't spark conflict back at home. In a world hurtling toward human expansion into space, A City on Mars investigates whether the dream of new worlds won't create nightmares, both for the settlers and the people they leave behind. In the process, Zach and Kelly answer every question about space you've ever wondered about and many you've never considered. This is my kind of book, and look at how cool this looks like. You know what this reminds me of? You already know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I'm gonna say. If you've been here, sorry, I'm getting too excited. Let me back up. I'm sorry. Are we cool? If you've been here for a second, you already know what I'm going to say. Does this not remind you of the genesis, dare I say, the Big Bang of Red Rising? Does it not remind you? This is where we're headed, people. This is where wake up! I sound like one of those doomsday people. Wake up, people! I'm telling you, the world ends this year. Okay, I'm not actually saying this, but you know what I'm saying? That's the energy I'm giving. I'm sorry. Let me calm down. I did have 2 cups of coffee today. 2 of them, count them. Anyway, this is my kind of book. This is my kind of book. It sounds so cool. And this is real. It's not even like sci-fi. Very excited for this one. Now, this next one was given to me by Penguin Random House as well. This is a story called Please Stop Trying to Leave Me. And it's very intense, apparently. This is about a mentally ill lesbian and her girlfriend. And she's basically trying to figure out what's real in her head or what's real in reality. And she can't really merge the two for some reason. As she talks to her therapist, she's dealing with relationship issues because she is not well currently. And then she's also dealing with her career. She is an author who's trying to finish her manuscript, but she just can't do it at the moment because she can't tell what's real life, what's reality, and what's going on in her head. And she's trying to merge those two, and we follow that story as she kind of descends into madness along with her relationship. So sounds like a heavy read, I don't know, but it also sounds very interesting. I do love a book that makes you think outside of the box, also teaches you something new, and it sounds like it's going to do both of those things for me. Also, the cover is very cool. This one was sent to me by the publisher Crown. This is called Eden Undone. This is a true story based on World War II and the Great Depression. Now, I don't know much else about this book, and I kind of want to keep it that way. I want to go into this book blind, but this is the cover, and it looks very, very cool. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this next one I'm super duper excited for multiple reasons. First of all, the cover, gorgeous. The story, the synopsis sounds absolutely insane. This is one of those books where I'm like, if I don't read it this year, I'm gonna be really mad at myself. And I have to absolutely read it next year. This is called Women Seated. Look at this cover. She ain't playing around. This is an arc. I don't know when this book actually comes out. I think I saw it recently in Barnes. It's an August 2025 read. But this is the story. Okay, are you ready? First of all, the first sentence already gets you. It says, a riveting story of a powerful Chinese family's fall from grace. But it keeps going. Enter the world of an elite Chinese couple, a life of luxury, wealth, and around-the-clock service, which includes their trusted nanny, Yu Ling. Slipping in and out of the shadows, meticulous in the care of their only son, she has served the family for years and knows their secrets. You see where this is going? But little do they suspect that Yu Ling has secrets of her own. In the pressure cooker political environment of China, the fates of even the most powerful families can reverse overnight. When the family becomes the subject of a government investigation, their fortunes crumble. Yikes. And the nanny is left to make a series of life-changing choices. How far will she go to claim her due? Taut and enthralling, Women Seated is a high-stakes story of power and privilege, crimes and secret, and the elusive pursuit of personal freedom. This sounds so good. This sounds so good. No, I'm actually so excited for this one. There is a note. Oh my God, how cool. It's handwritten. I actually didn't know this. Okay. It says, Dear Kalila, we're excited for you to dive into this literary thrilling page turner from our new translation initiative. Please enjoy Women Seated. I will enjoy. Thank you. Actually, I'm crying. This is insane. I'm crying internally. This is so freaking cool. Wow. Yeah. Excited for this one. This next one I'm pretty excited for too, because you know I like the uncanny, the gothic kind of stories and ear and gore. This is giving that. This is Fruiting Bodies. This is an anthology of 8 different stories, and it's about that type of vibe. Now, most of these stories are actually about queer women on the precipice of change, their coming of age story, them realizing things and how they interact with the world, and they're supposed to be eerie, uncanny, and just my type of vibe. It kind of gives like Coraline or Tim Burton vibes. That's what I'm getting from the synopsis, so I hope it stands up to the hype. I usually don't like anthologies. I usually don't like short stories just because I feel like it's not enough time to really get to know the characters or really get something out of those stories. And then also sometimes I feel like I like a few of the stories but not all of them, so I am a little apprehensive, but I have to give it a shot, especially with a cover this cool. Now, last but not least, we are finally on the last few books. Whew, I feel like I've been talking forever, but this is a sci-fi trilogy. It is the Seneca series. It's Rebel, Element, and Evolution. This is a story about a young girl. She is a math genius, and in her life, she thinks everything is normal. However, she gets invited into the secret society, the Seneca Society, and she can go and live in this community permanently, and they say that their main focus is to help the world with their technology, with their biological advancements, and just use their powers for good, basically. It just sounds too good to be true, and usually things that sound too good to be true are, and she finds that out the hard way. When she goes there, they tell her, you can either stay here or you have to leave. If you leave, we erase your memory. You have no idea who this company is, this community, or what we do, what our initiative is. And she decides to stay. When she stays, she realizes this company isn't as good as they say that they are. And she tries to use her powers to let people know exactly what they're doing. And obviously they try to stop her. Now this sounds really, really good. I do love sci-fi now. I'm realizing that is one of my favorite genres, so I am excited to get to this. And that is all, folks. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was 16 books. That's pretty nuts. I think next time I'm going to try to save all of my books so that we can open them together, because it is fun to open packages with people. I just get so excited because I didn't just get these 16 books all at once. No, they come throughout the week. I get one here, then a week later I get another here, and then I get 3 the next week, and it just accumulates over time. And as soon as I get a package, it literally feels like Christmas, and I just want to open them immediately. But I'm going to try to be good for y'all in the future, just because I think it'd be really cool if we could do that together. I'm going to try. No promises, but I'm going to try. So if you had as much fun as I did, oh God, talking about all of these books, make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below which book from this pile you're most excited for me to read and which book you thought sounded the most interesting. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. I'm tired, shawty. I've been talking for like 2 hours, bruh. But I do love these books. Now I just gotta put them back.